Greetings everyone. I am Ngqabutho Nicholas Mabena. It's Friday, 18th July 2025. It's Mandela Day. Happy Mandela Day. One of the things that we do in this channel is to advise people, particularly foreign nationals, to acquire proper documents. We do not advise people to cut corners. We don't produce documents ourselves. We simply tell you what is required. If then you do not qualify in terms of what is required, there's nothing we can do ourselves. So ours is simple to explain what is needed for you to be documented, full stop. That's the advice we give. So if then you don't qualify, we wish we could help, but we cannot. We have been talking about the children born in South Africa to migrants. We have said that in terms of the Western Cape High Court judgment, when these kids are now 18 and above, they can apply for citizenship. But for them to apply for citizenship, one, they themselves must be legal in South Africa. What do we mean? If a child is born to migrants, a child assumes the citizenship of their parents. That is to say, as soon as the child is born, you have to apply for your child's birth certificate at the consulate of your country of origin. You then, once the birth certificate is issued, which will be written that the child is born in South Africa, but is a Zimbabwean, is a DRC, is a Swatini, Mozambican birth certificate. Immediately, the birth certificate is issued. You then apply for the child's passport of your country of origin. Once the passport is issued, you apply for an accompanying permit or visa. Because you as a parent, you are in South Africa legal. Let's assume you're in South Africa legal. Right? We're talking about those that are legal in South Africa. The child then applies for you apply for your child's accompanying permit. When they reach the age of going to school, whether 6, 7, whatever age they start schooling, they apply for a study visa, which they will be renewing until they reach 18. Once they are 18, if they decide to be South Africans, they then apply for South African citizenship. So the requirement when they go to apply for South African citizenship is that they should produce their legal documents. That is to say, a study permit or a study visa. That is the legal way. But if the child does not have, he has never applied, because some will say, no, my child has a birth certificate on, but the child is now 18. Then it's something else. Right? Because the requirement which we have been given, which we are communicating to you, is that the child must be legal in South Africa. Number two, there are some parents who are not legal in South Africa. We have children born in South Africa, right? So if you are not legal or you are not documented in South Africa, the information we have. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying the information that we have. It is impossible to apply for your child's ID in South Africa when yourself as a parent, you are not documented in South Africa. So when the child applies for their ID when they're 18, they must be legal in South Africa, and there must be proof of your legality as a parent in South Africa. Then there's a number 3, which is problematic, right? Some people, when they came to South Africa, they acquired South African IDs fraudulently, right? There was an amnesty for SADC member states, or for everyone. I can't recall well, but there was an amnesty 95-96. Some people responded to the amnesty, some did not respond to the amnesty. In the case of Zimbabweans, there was another amnesty in 2010. Some people responded to the amnesty, others did not. If you responded to the amnesty, you are now using any other visa. You are legal in South Africa, but when you gave birth, you were using the South African ID. You need to go to Pretoria Hallmark building, ask for them to give you a confirmation letter. The immigration officials at Hallmark building, they are going to check if indeed you responded to the amnesty. If you responded, they will issue with a confirmation letter. It is this confirmation letter that you are going to use as part of the application for your child's ID. Assuming you go to Home Affairs, you are legal in South Africa, you say you submitted the ID in 2010, you responded to the amnesty, you managed to get a ZEP or Lesotho special permit or any other legal document in South Africa, but your name does not appear and you have no confirmation letter, you are going to have problems, because the Home Affairs will want a birth record for your child. So when you gave birth, the birth record indicates that the mother who gave birth to the child was South African at the time, because there's a South African ID number. But you are now carrying a passport. You have no confirmation letter, which confirms that the person who appears under this ID number, a South African ID number, is the same person who now uses this passport number or this passport. That's what a confirmation letter is or serves to do. To say the person who has probably different names from the names that they are now using, the person who was using these names is the same person who now uses these names. Then you submit the application. Then finally, if the ID was blocked, you did not submit your ID, you did not respond to the amnesty that was granted, then the Department of Home Affairs blocked the ID. Your child is now 18 and above. As I said, I'm saying it's not impossible, but what I know, which you might say is a contradiction, let me use the word impossible. It is impossible to then apply, because if the ID was blocked and you now want to apply for your child, you did not respond to the amnesty, it means your child as well is not legal in the Republic of South Africa. So your child cannot apply. Unless, of course, maybe you get a court judgment to that effect. But what we know is that if your ID was blocked, if you are not documented as a parent, your child as well, who is 18, even though born in South Africa, cannot become a South African citizen. Only children whose parents are legal and the children themselves must be legal. Some people, which I've seen, who are holders of ZEP, they do not apply for the study permits of their children. So when the kids get to 18, they face these problems. Please like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, please do follow us. Otherwise, goodbye.